Hi guys, I know you guys finished me playing the Callisto protocol and everything. I'm just here to talk about it, to get my full thoughts about it, and I'm going to be honest, like right now guys, my personal opinion, don't buy the game. Refund it. Don't waste your time like I have. There are some issues of the game that I feel like it should have just been stayed back for more development, like delayed, I guess, or like either could have been worked up, tweaked up a bit, or scrapped the whole idea. Because with the game, there's just some issues with it. I'll kind of break it into category. I'll probably leave like different timestamps or whatever I feel like doing. Just check in the description in case if I do that shit, because I might be lazy and not do it, or I might be, doing something cool with my content, helping you guys not waste your time with me rambling about bullshit. So let's first of all, I really do want to talk about the positives of this game. Developers, they did such an amazing job with the game. They did a great job with the atmosphere of the game, the looks of the games, the design, the sound. Like visually and graphically is one of the impressive looking games that I ever saw in a lifetime, dude. Like there is just so much, not much detail, but like there is some good amount of detail if you do look into it and everything. I was just like, dude, they really did like a kick-ass job. Like when I go into like certain entrances, certain rooms, I'm just like, wow, like that looks so fucking cool. It looks fucking sick as fuck. And I really do enjoy that. Um, besides all that, the combat and everything, it's not really revolutionary, but like I did enjoy my time playing the combat, um, and all that good stuff. I do love like the little references that I have up Dead Space and everything. It was just like visually and everything was pretty good, and I just had a great time just like exploring and everything, and just with the game itself being so like a successor, it did a really kick-ass job graphically wise. Everything else has its own fair share of problems with some games. It did run pretty well for me, for the most part. It did kick my game out once. Besides that, I got a little bit of like a buffer or whatever, but it wasn't like that seriously like bad or anything. Like it caused my Xbox to like freeze up and everything, which would be so fucking annoying. Like I would just cry at that point if like a game like this that's being like called the spiritual successor to fucking fail on me. That would have been so tragic for me. I would have just cried at that point. But yeah, it's really great. It did innovate it just not much, but it did innovate it a lot, and it's a really good forward, like with horror. Well, if not the horror, like with gaming in general. They did a really great job with those parts. I think that's the only compliment I'm giving him, just like its looks and the designs and its sounds. Um, Great job, but it does have its own problems. Well, I will get into. Okay. First, I do want to talk about the narrative. The narrative, it is something. The narrative is nothing new, and it's like kind of like a bad thing. Like if it's like the most predictable move of like, oh, okay, your stereotypical, okay, like some plot twist and everything that wasn't really like, oh, okay, like it wasn't like the narrative was just so, it wowed me a little bit in the beginning, but at the end, it really did not wow me at all. And the ending of the game, how it ended off, I was just like, wow, like, did it really end? Like, I wasn't like, wow, of excitement. Like I was just like wow of like disappointment. Like did the game really ended it like that? Like how I played it and everything, and you're telling me the game ended it like that. How okay, so you start off playing as this guy named Jacob Lee. He's a delivery person. He makes deliveries to this place called the Callisto. Not the Callisto. Yeah, the Callisto, or whatever. Like this Jupiter planet from Euphoria, which is the other planet. Him and his buddy was watching a report about this girl that was in Euphoria. I don't know if it's like part of a town or like the whole planet. It was infected by these zombie-like creatures and everything, and it was just made of like, oh, she's a terrorist. This is just like propaganda against the government. Yeah. Just like trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. She's a terrorist and whatever. Don't believe what you don't believe what you say. They turn off about that as they're delivering cargo. Jacob looks for it, and then you get ambushed by that same girl that you watch the whole broadcast of like she's a terrorist, stay away from her type of shit. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, I guess. And so you get stranded into the Callisto or the planet where this prison ironically is where you go to deliver this, uh, but you get captured by these robotic people and you meet this dickhead warden guy or whatever that he does buy your story of like, oh, you just here to make a delivery or whatever, but he takes you and the terrorist girl that literally crashed your ship into the planet or whatever to take both y'all as prisons and everything. Okay, stereotypical right there. Okay, not gonna believe the bullshit and actually just gotta take them as prison people. Cool. Go ahead and do that. Gets implanted with the little health bar thing there. Oh look, said protagonist wakes up. Prison goes to shit. Oh, really? Okay. Gets released. Meets this cool guy named Elias. Cool. He's definitely gonna be the guy that's gonna help you out and probably gonna die because who's the any other character that you see that's gonna probably help you? You don't see no one. Well, you do see some prisons. You do look at the other prisoners that are just fighting for their lives to either fight against prison inmates, other inmates, the robots, or just fighting to get the fuck out of their cell. So yeah, you meet with Elias. Homie literally helps you out. Grabs you like a knife or whatever. You go through whatever. Um, Elias helps you. Yada yada. Dies. Like almost halfway into the game, he dies. I think he just helps you barely, kind of just opens a bunch of doors, tells you where to go, dies. I was starting to kind of like him. I did not get like attached because it was just like, oh, okay, he's just some British guy that's gonna probably die and help you because he really didn't like. He was pretty cool. I like his character and everything. It was just like excuse me, it just wasn't enough. I really wanted to see more of this dude's character because I would just, excuse me, because I like his personality and how they're in the shit and everything, and Jacob turns to Elias for help and everything. I was like, oh, okay, they're probably gonna communicate, whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, you're helping me out, and I did some bad things, and it was just murder, and he just feels bad about it. Bitch, that's like guilt. But okay. I digress. Almost the first almost half of the game, half of the time of the game, you don't have your suit. Like, you don't get your suit until, like, almost 3/4 into the game. But I did really enjoy that the first couple of hours that you are just defenseless and you are trying to survive the best way that you can in the condition that you're in. So that was pretty exciting for me until I got the suit and everything, and it really did not do much for me, but I'll talk more about that later. So narratively wise with the game, with like, okay, you meet up with Delias dies, you meet up with said person that she was labeled as a terrorist. Oh look, she'll help you out. And oh look, you find out like the cargo you were carrying to thought to be medicine had the virus that started in Euphoria. Oh look, you knew about it the whole time. Oh look, you didn't tell her about it. Oh look, she got infected. Now, because you're trying to make the right things right, you're gonna try to find a cure for her. Oh look, the dickbag warden that you didn't like in the beginning, since the outbreak started, you pushed him off to a zombie horde and now he's infected. Oh no, guess you need to withdraw his blood to make a fucking antidote. Oh look, you gave her the data and everything, and what happened here? Oh look, you sacrificed yourself because the fucking pod, there was only one pod and there's two of you guys. Oh look, was this outbreak natural, or was this controlled, or was this man-made? Oh look, it was man-made. What for? Was it for power? Was it for propaganda, for like purposes of like, oh no, they just wanted to evolve? Okay. Okay. You meet with said guy, the warden, or not the warden, the guy who runs Black Iron, the prison and everything, and he's like, "Oh, change is inevitable. You have to change. I'm so fascinated with human evolution. We have to continue this. This is like what I would die for. Like, oh yes, something that I have seen in different occasions of games, and this did not wow me at all. Maybe the first time, yeah, but just looking at it from a distance after playing it, it's just like, yeah, there was nothing like, I guess, nothing to wow at. If I did, like, I don't remember how I was feeling. I know I was pretty excited playing it, but now I just got used to everything, and I did pay attention, but not at the same time, because I was just trying to like play this without switching my brain off a little bit. That was probably either my fault, but narrative did not cut it for me at all. Just now looking back at it, completing it and everything, it did not wow me. It did not do anything good. The characters was just flat. There weren't that many characters, and there weren't that much like stuff to do, or to do with their characters, and it was just kind of, you only meet you only meet four people. You don't meet any new people, and you don't really explore other people's characters, and your fucking guy barely goes through a development. Like, he is severely scarred, but that's about it, because again, context of like the environment and everything, but it's just like nothing has like changed. It was just whatever. It was just whatever. But it was there to serve its purpose, to make sure the gameplay and all that stuff was good. So gameplay, let's like break it down a little bit with, I guess, I'll break this down first. Combat. So the combat system and everything, it did it did it did took some inspiration of Dead Space, and I love that. I appreciate that. Again, it was called the successor of Dead Space. Okay, so I don't know if it was me that had a semi high expectations of like, okay, we're gonna play similar to Dead Space, but we're going to play it a whole lot, differently, and graphically wise and gameplay wise, we might be, a little bit different. Ideally, like, I did not set myself that too high, at least for myself. So the combat system and everything, you do have this cool baton. You get to swing the fuck out of the zombies and everything. And there's so many different types of zombies. You have the regular zombies, you have these other zombies that fucking spit on you. You have these other zombies that are blind, but they can track you with, fucking hearing, of course. And you have and all of them, they can evolutionize to be bigger. You just need to shoot them in the tentacles, before, to catch them off guard, to make sure they don't evolve, and then you can weaken them down. Cool. So besides this cool baton that you can upgrade, and everything is all upgradable, which is cool through like the currency and whatever. Um, yeah, and you do have, what is it, a total of one, two, three, like three to four pistols, one shotgun, and one assault rifle. I was a little bit disappointed because I thought, okay, it looks like it's all in the future, so why not get some I know this is probably be like me nitpicking, but like pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, like really, like they could have done like anything that's new or futuristic. That's just me though, like thinking like, oh, they could have just they like all the guns, they look cool, but it's just bland. It's just a pistol. Okay, you have a different pistol and you have a different shotgun, and yeah, that's nothing new. Like the weapons themselves, it's just bland. It's nothing new. You don't get this new gun that can just shoot like electricity balls or whatever, and they can make the zombies explode. Or you can use this one gun that's a slicer that can create like a slice line, and they can cut, the enemies in half. Something like new. I don't want something that's like, okay, this almost looks resemblance of a pistol. Let's make a pistol that doesn't look like a pistol, but it is a pistol at the same time. Like, okay, I get it, the functions and everything, but at least make it new. Like, it didn't animate like that much. When you shoot the guns and everything, they do have like different effects, and it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna like bash on them too hard about that, but it's just like, please something new. Please something like I haven't seen, like with like guns that look just like semi real life guns, but not really, That's just me, I guess, nitpicking. Um, Besides that, you do have this one thing of like the GARP or the GRP, or whatever the fuck it's called or whatever. I feel like it is almost the most useless thing that for me, because I don't really use it like that much, and when I do, it's only with the spike walls are there. So you just do what the trailer shows, like you can pick up enemies with the GARP, with the GRP, and then you can launch by walls, insta kill, cool. But it's just like most of the time I really did not think about it, because it was just me swinging the fuck out of my baton, which is pretty cool because I like whacking them, and then just shooting my guns. So like, I guess it's just like me not having fun like how everybody else is using it, but it was just like, it was great, but it was just like, it wasn't essential. And it really did not serve any other purpose, like with using it for like puzzles and everything, and that's something it kind of lacked, and it really does not have any puzzles and all that good stuff, which is okay, I guess, but I guess it's whatever, but that's just me nitpicking on that. But it was pretty cool using it at some times, but it's just like, do I really needed to use it that much? I even upgraded fully to launch some bad, because like I wanted to like give it some use and everything. And with the weapons, I do regret buying all the weapons, because they were all pretty fucking useless to me. Not useless, I would say mostly the AR, the tactical pistol was like the worst purchases, because it really did not help me that much, and it just felt like I should have just went with my regular pistol, my shotgun pistol, and the shotgun, because those three literally like carried me, and I really didn't need the other two weapons. It really, because like it really didn't pack that much of a punch, and it didn't really serve me, and it wasn't that much new. But I do want to admit this cool thing that they do use the same grip and everything, so you can change your gun. So the you have one pistol grip, whatever, or the handle, and you can change it to the three modes: regular pistol, tactical, and shotgun. And it has like this cool little changing animation, which I do like the little things and the details like that, which is so cool visually to look at. And same thing with the shotgun that transforms into the AR. That looks really cool. How he just takes some of the parts out and just adds new ones, and it's a whole different gun. That's pretty cool. I like that. And the upgrading station for it and everything, it's pretty cool too. You just place your gun in this little capsule thing, and it just like adds a little hologram of like the red of like what you're upgrading, and then the little lasers just like adding it on there. Upgrading it looks really satisfying to do, and the upgrades was pretty good. It was fairly pricey at some things, and you could buy some heals and ammos, which is also nice and quite relieving when you can't get enough from like any of the enemies, and you can also stomp your enemies. So that's another thing. That's pretty cool too. You can stop them more to get, ammo, health, whatever, of course, traditionally how a Dead Space game is supposed to be. So yeah, with the other issue I kind of had, it was pretty stupid. It was the camera. So it was a struggle, especially with a horde of these zombies. So when you play against a horde of zombies, you're not toggled. When you lock on an enemy, that is not there in the game. So I was kind of struggling dealing with a big group of zombies. There was this one instance, like it did happen in the stream. I got fucking hoarded, like, and I died 3 to 4 times because there was just so many, and I couldn't really focus on one at a time. There's no toggling on, and with the new dodge system, I like it. I like the system of like, okay, they swing at you, some might swing at you once or 2 or 3 times, and it's your job to dodge them, and it's unpredictable. So if you try to do it again, then they might hit you for it, but you don't know. And I kind of like that. That kind of makes the engagement of the battle against them a whole lot like it has more tension to it, because like you'll fuck up if you do this, so you got to make sure you're on point with it. But it doesn't have a toggle on, so it doesn't really like help out. So when you do dodge, you go left and right on your left stick. It's cool in theory, but again, it doesn't work like that if you don't have a toggle on, because you can be facing a group of them, and it's a struggle with your camera to get that one specific enemy, because once you hit the toggle left to dodge that, then you'll get hit by the other enemy that just hit you, and you just didn't have time to dodge that one because you just got done finishing dodging the other enemy. That just kind of made it really fucking hard for you as a player to even manage like a group of these zombies and everything. So, and again, the guard did made it useful to like push back and everything, but it really didn't like help out with much of like upgrades and everything. And I felt like it did had so much potential with it, but it was just good for just pulling back and just pushing it, nothing more. And it didn't had no slow-mo affections like it did in Dead Space at all. So it was just like, okay, and that was another reason for me for not even wanting to use the GRP anymore of that, because it was just so stupid. And I really did not enjoy it. There is more enemy variations besides that. You only get to like go against robots, I guess, like twice. The boss battles, the first time was okay-ish, and the last one that you go through is really nothing all scary, because it's just the dodging system and everything. It's pretty. I don't want to say it's bad, but I like, given of like without a toggle on system, it becomes pretty annoying, pretty tedious, I would say. It would get pretty frustrating as well, especially with a group. With a group of zombies, it's gonna be bad. But it does have some great moments where it does have its stealth and everything that you can go behind and like stab, different different zombies and everything. That was just really great to look forward to. But that's about it with like combat and everything. It needs some touch up on that, and the weapons and the variety. That's just me nitpicking, but I really did not enjoy that much. and I wish I could have just made better like purchases. But I was just being like me playing a new game. I want to try everything, and it really disappointed me, especially. And another thing that really pissed me off, not really pissed me off, frustrated me a whole lot more. When you switch your weapons, you use this D-pad. You can only use right on the D-pad, and it will bring you to like a little scrolling thing, and you'll press down, and you would scroll through down and select your weapon, but it takes your character time to pull it out and everything. It's really slowing down the gameplay, and it's making it frustrating, especially if you're in the in the moment encounterment and you really need to switch quick, but your character's taking a slow ass time pulling your shit out. But if you manage to dodge or run a little bit too fast, it kind of cancels that animation, and you're not switched to that gun that you were trying to switch to. And especially if you did not reload, there would still not be ammo there from the previous time that you used it that you didn't reload, and when you switched it back later, it's still not reloaded. So that's kind of another frustrating thing. And the D-pad was just so, it was just so fucking dumb, dude. I like my left, like I don't know what was the left D-pad was there for, but it just should have just been there. It should have just been like equipped there. I know it was there to, I think it's there to like to equip the shotgun, but it's just like, let me select what guns I want selected, so that way it could just be so much better. And I do like this little animation of like with the health injectors and everything. You can see like with the little bar thing that they put on your character. It was nice to see, but it just takes too long to heal, and especially if you're trying to run away to get more time to yourself to heal, it takes a while because your character crouches down, and to heal up, it's really cool, the animation and everything to see it, but it's just like if you're in the moment encounterment, it's not really going to help you out. It's actually just gonna make it a little bit frustrating, and it's just like you either gotta like think of up a strategy and everything. Um, Besides that, the game, the combat wise, I guess that's all I really wanted to say about it. Other parts of the game, the exploration of this game, it kind of disappointed me a little bit, a whole lot more. Um, for a game being set in Jupiter, okay, that that's fine. So it's like you're exploring this one part of Jupiter, that's cool and everything. So it's like, how much can I really explore? Because with Dead Space, it really took me, like, I would explore a lot, and especially with Dead Space 2 and 3, like, I want to explore as much as I can. I want to get, like, the best loot. I want to build up my credits or whatever to make sure I can buy some things to make sure I can have the best arsenal and the best loadout for myself. Like, again, Dead Space would take so many hours, and this game took me 7 to 8 hours ish to beat. So, the exploration of this map, or of the game, my bad. I don't know why I'm saying map. You do get to explore different parts. I do like how they cut it in black, and they just reveal the text in blue and just show you that you're in a new next level. So I like that. I like that little detail that they put there. But there's not that much to explore. There are some offices, there are some lines, there are some places that are just like cut off, or there's like some rubble or whatever that's like preventing you to get there, or like an invisible barrier or whatever. Not invisible barrier, but it's like you could explore there, but like the game is not letting you. There are places that, like, if this was removed, this could be like a new place, but there wasn't that much for me to really explore as much as I want to. And that was another thing, because I really, like I said, I really do want to explore. I do want to see like what more that the game has to for me to like to show. Like, I'm so curious, and it's like not letting me be more curious of like the area that I'm in. And again, it's all gorgeous and everything, but it's like, let me explore some things, and it's like pretty common and bland. Like you'll go to the same spot that you have if you explore like in a different area, but it's just like in the same thing, and it's just like, oh, okay. And then with these crate box and everything, and I kind of did not like how they did this, and especially with lockers. When you do explore and open up lockers and everything, go through air vents and everything to get this to this said location and whatnot, um you'll get jump surprised by this little squid thing that might come to attack you. So you'll have to get, like, the first time it did this to you. Okay, yeah, that I feel like that should be to be expected, especially with a game that's based on horror, you know. But it now becomes like either like I didn't expected to see it like 10 fucking times. Like it's not becoming like a nuisance. It's like really fucking annoying to deal with, and it's like, okay, white button ready, no, and it's just like it kind of, and it's like what pisses me off, like not pisses me off, but really like gets to me. It's just like after you kill it, there's really no loot there to even get. So it's like you spent all this time exploring somewhere. You found this cool chest, and now you just get face hugged by this little squid shit, and you killed it, and the chest is empty. So it's like, okay, cool, I wasted my time here because I didn't get anything out of it. So it was just ridiculous on that. And I guess now I do want to talk about the big meats and potatoes, like the thing that made it such a big disappointment. Okay, the horror is so, it's whack. The first 3 hours, I guess for me, it was really great. I got spooked out. I was ready for something, and now it wasn't really that scary anymore, and it kind of disappointed me. I did get some jump scares. I'm pretty sure it was just a bunch of jump scares, and it was like not the new jump scares. It's like, and it kind of sets my disappointment with like horror movies in general, and it disappointed me here in this game. I don't want to be. I don't want to be. I don't want to have this feeling of like I know it's going to happen and it happens and it's like doesn't phase me, that type of thing, and I hate that. I hate that I have to. I hate that I'm like that, and that's what it is in this game. Just predictable jump scares that wasn't really going to make me, like jump off my seat. But I will give credit to, like, there is certain areas you do cross this one guy that's a corpse that you pass by and he turns and like looks at you. That part, those eerie moments, those really like creepy funky moments, those they really like literally had me like lean a little bit because I don't know what would happen at that point. Will something happen? And it really did. So moments like those was like pretty great, but like other times it's just jump scares, and it just got so annoying. It really didn't. It really wasn't even scary at that point. It was just like to see if it would just get me again. It's like if you come up behind a person like 6 or 7 times, and then, excuse me, they'll just like get really used to it. But I don't know. I don't know if it's like a bad comparison, but it's just like I'm trying to get my point here. The horror wasn't really horror that much. I would say it's like Dead Space 3. It's semi scary, but it's just more so on combat and everything. You know, narrative wise was pretty poo poo, but that's how I compare it because it was just like it was giving me like Dead Space 3 because it really didn't felt like a Dead Space game, and that's what it is here. It really doesn't feel like a successor of Dead Space because if you can't nail the horror, then it's just like what even is there? Like I felt like they, I don't know, man. The horror is not there. It was for me for the couple of hours, but just after that, it really was just wasn't horror at that point. It was just jump scares. and it wasn't really jump scares to me. I didn't get scared half the time because I would just say, "Oh, I fucking knew it." It would, like, I don't. I don't like to know when I'm getting scared. I just want to get unpredictably, unpredictably. Like, am I? Yeah, I know something's up here and it's like setting me up, but I'm not doubting that it did scare me. It just like after a certain point, it just felt it wasn't it didn't felt that scary to me that much anymore. After just now playing it, I'm now like remembering just like those feelings. It's just like, yeah, I did have some moments that I was pretty scared, and other moments that I really wasn't. And that's kind of like I feel like it kind of failed the job of like trying to get me all scared, to get me so panicked, to have more paranoia, to like freak out of like if something is going to happen. But but it did nail just like the atmosphere, the eeriness, the sound design was just great. But it's just like again, those being pushed aside, the horror just wasn't there that much. The horror wasn't that much. I would say this game has like 40% horror factor. If I have to give it like a percentage scale, 40% horror factor, and it's not even at 100, dude. If it can't make it past 50 or meet the 50 level mark, I don't know, man. It's not there. It's not there as much as I really do want this game to be. But I am just really disappointed in this game. And I'm probably might get a refund for it because it's just like, dude, like, I know it's my fault for jumping on this bandwagon of like, you should have waited until, but it's just like, but like hearing it, seeing it, it's like, I guess I'm just one of those idiots that just took it at face value of like, this is gonna be a good game. It's gonna be made from the original studios that made Dead Space. It's gonna be co-created by with Sledgehammer, whatever it's claiming to be. This game is claimed to be the successor of Dead Space. So it's just like cool. That's pretty cool and everything. That's great. Like I have so much. Like my expectations, I guess this was just me too. Like I'm the part of the problem of this game. I had my expectations was so fucking high. I even told my friends about this. I was off on that day. So I did like I played it like the first hour and it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when I just ended the stream. I was just like I was just like really excited until I could play it again. But it was just like those months leading the weeks for me leading up to it, I was just so excited because again, it was my first time pre-ordering a game and forever. I probably pre-ordered last game, probably Call of Duty Cold War, I think, probably. And even non Call of Duty would be probably Borderlands 3. I'm pretty sure it would be Borderlands 3. But any of that. So it kind of like I was just so fueled by it. I was just like, oh, man, this is gonna be my first time pre-order a game in like forever, and it's gonna be a Dead Space successor. Like you don't know how much like excited a person can be for someone who has played Dead Space and who has like this huge expectations of this game to be one of the greatest games of all time. But sad reality is, it's not. It's not good. It's not bad. It's mid. I want to say this game is mid. If I have to give this game a rating, I would say probably a 5 out of 10 because, in my opinion, the game is good. There is some enjoyment that you can have playing in this game. There is. I'm not saying there isn't. There is enjoyment that you can find playing this game, but it just wasn't for me. I guess. It was just a me thing with my expectations, and then the developer things of what I said with the narrative wasn't that good, that much. The combat system it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good at the same time. And the horror almost barely. So to combine all that, I would give it a good solid 5 out of 10. Should you wait for this game when the season pass? I forgot that was even a fucking thing. I thought we were done with that season pass. That would be up to you, but for me, it fucked up once. Like, I can't take back those hours. So, as much fun as I had initially, I will just, leave it there, leave it at all. Like this past, what was it? Today's Thursday, so I'll leave it there. I'll leave it this past like week that I have, because it was just like, damn, I could have just like played Guardians of the Galaxies or any other game that I was just really excited to keep continuing playing on. But I'm not saying it to dish out on the developers, because again, they did an amazing job designing this game, making this game and everything, but there's just so much problems that they could have just like I felt like they really do need people. Like, this is why we have playtesters. This is why people fly out YouTubers to try their game. Like, they can give like a review and a criticism. And I felt like if that was the case, they should have delayed it or scrapped it and make a new one, because that's all those were like the options they could have had. But they stuck with their guns and they pushed out a product that was very mid, and I don't think it's gonna, it could make a recovery because of the season's pass, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna get some extra cool things. But I'm not gonna be there for the long run of it. If you can't impress me the first time, especially, sorry, as I was getting distracted by my sister busting in. As I said, as if you can't impress me the first time with this game, what makes you think I'm gonna stay for the long run and see if it gets good? No, if you impress me, cool, I might stick around. If it's a season pass, if it has more content, I might check it out a little bit more to see if I want to buy it or anything else. Like a great example would be, with Borderlands and all that stuff, and that's a game that I pre-ordered and everything with the season pass and everything, and I already knew background check of the history of Borderlands. I have trust in this product, and this is just a new product that I have like putting all my faith on, and it disappointed me. So I'm not going to care about this game anymore. I'm not even gonna like care if like, okay, some new content has been added. It's like, no, I didn't like it the first time, so it's nothing is going to make me even come back to even play this game anymore, because it didn't impress me that much. Like now, like fully playing it, getting my thoughts together, and like coming here to telling you guys the good things and the bad things about it, it's just like, what even is there like a point anymore? Like, I don't want to say, I really don't want to over exaggerate. If I am, I do apologize, but that's not really my intentions. But it's just like my feelings from my perspective, and then for like an outside perspective, like other players that might be frustrated, because I know I wasn't. But like looking back at it in a third person perspective of me, of like how I was playing it and looking at it, and it's just like, I might not be the only person that might feel this way. Some people might disagree with what I say, and some might agree. I have my opinions. People have theirs. People can say this is a good game. People can say this is a bad game. We're all entitled to that shit. But yeah, that's how I feel about this game. But it was okay mid experience. I wish it could be a whole lot greater than it was. There was just so much more, like, it could have been added, could have been tweaked. I felt like this game has so much potential, but what we got was just probably a half-baked product of it, But the season pass, whatever is lying ahead, is not going to fix that for me, But I pray for this. I don't pray, because I'm not like that, but I hope for this game's future it goes well for other people. But for me, nah, not really. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about the Callisto Protocol, your thoughts and everything. If not, that's fine, because it's just a me thing. But, yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful morning, night, and day, whatever the occasion is. Take care, stay safe, and all that good stuff. And yeah, guys, later, and bye.